So here we go with some resistance band or tube with a handle exercise. You can do it with either one of these. And I'm using my chairs, my high back chairs here, that I will be doing a little anchoring with for the second exercise. The first exercise is going to be the seated row, which I'm taking my resistance band. And you want to make sure that when you pull it, it doesn't make a real skinny line, because then that is probably too light. Okay, so it's better to get a band that you just see the resistance, but not like it's going to snap. Okay, so you don't want to pull it too tight. I'm going to work with this one. This resistance seems to work for me. They are color coded, but usually this color is somewhere in the middle. It's not 15 pounds. It might be around 8 pounds of resistance. So I'm going to put my feet up on the chair, and I'm going to sit up really tall. Okay, on the other chair, I'm not going to lean back. Core is real important. Keep your body still, stomach lifted in, shoulders down, very important. We're working the upper back, okay? So we're going to start with that, with the traps and the rhomboids, the middle of the upper back. You just keep your body still and pull. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, breathe, 7, just breathe normal, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then rest. Rest for a few seconds, 10 to 15 seconds. You can also increase this to 15 reps. I'm just doing 12 reps just to keep it moving, okay? And just get started. So again, make sure that you're stabilizing your core. Pull your stomach in like somebody punched it in, very important, or that you pressed in or you're putting on a tight pair of jeans. You need that lifted, chest down, relaxed, shoulders down, and our elbows go back. So release it and pull it back. 10, 9, 8, breathing, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, keep the core engaged, and 1. Okay, and then in between your 2 sets, you want to rest before you go to the next exercise, probably about 30 seconds. I might pick it up a little more just to keep it moving, but you do want to rest for a little bit. Again, I want to really stress pulling in the core. Don't pelvic tilt anyway, dropping down like this, moving your hips this way or that way is not good. Keep it in a neutral spine position. Okay, so now we're going to sit, and I'm going to loop. I have these nice holes in my chair, but you can go all the way around the back of the chair, and your weight is going to keep it stabilized, okay? So you want it to be, a high enough back chair that it can be opposite your chest. All right, you don't want it opposite the shoulders, opposite the chest area. You're gonna lift your body up tall. Let's go. And go straight out. So that's gonna be 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, breathe, 3, 2, and 1. And I noticed I was pushing my neck out because I'm trying to look at the camera, but don't do that. Try to keep your body neutral. Okay, I'll try to face more this way, and then I won't be doing that to my body. Again, if this seems too tight and it's not long enough, then you might want to go on and use a tube, or just get a longer band, or you don't have to do the full range of motion. You're still going to get the workout, but you do want to go as long out as you can. So I'm going to try to extend the arms out as much as possible. I'm going to try this band. Usually you can get a set of them, and then you can work different ones for different things. Backs are going to be stronger than chest area, generally speaking. So I'm bringing it down a little bit. Let's see. And 12. There, I'm able to extend my arms better. 11, 10, breathe, 9, relax your neck, 8, stomach lifted, 7, 6, 5, 4, breathe, 3, 2, and then one more. Good. Okay, so trial and error. You're going to find the one that works for you. Heavy is not good because you can't maintain your core stability if it's too hard to move, and you won't be able to move in a full range of motion, which you want to do. Also, we wanted to work several muscles at once, and when you're working the chest, you are going to be working the tricep, which is an area I know of interest. So we were working chest and tricep, and when we did the rows in the beginning, we were working the bicep along with that. However, we can, that was just 2 exercises, you can go on and singularly work those smaller muscle groups by doing a bicep curl and a tricep press. So we're going to start, I'm going to use my heavier band for my bicep curl because my biceps are pretty strong, and I want to, again, modify it to get the best workout using the most resistance as I can handle, but not too much, so I'm able to do the range of motion. So I am hooking the band underneath my shoe, and I'm going to put my body in a lunge position. Okay, you can see that. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to curl. 12, 11, don't extend all the way out, 10, 9, breathe, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keeping that elbow in, stomach in, 2, and 1. Okay, and then you would do the other side, which I would just say do the other side, and I don't have to demonstrate that one. So you would go on, maybe stop this and just do the other side, and then this will, so it won't be too long. Then we'll go on to, so that was the bicep curl, because you're coming up, curling, shortening that muscle, you can feel it. And then as you extend it out, also there's a workout both ends. It's constant resistance, which is nice. Now you're going to do the tricep press. I take it in my left arm, okay, and I'm going to hold the band. This would be too much resistance. So again, where you hold it gives you also more resistance. So if I started way down here, I'm going to have a little bit of range of motion and not that much resistance. I say I lift my elbow, a good way to do it, I lift my elbow back, okay, and I have a 45-degree angle, and I'm just going to extend the arm, not locking the elbow, but just to a full extension, and then carefully bring it back. 11, 10, stomach in, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you will see that it's primarily the press, but also the bicep is assisting when you are returning to the resting position. So that's the neat thing about resistance training. Your muscles are always all engaged in that area. A few things about the core. You really want to, again, make sure it's constantly stabilized during your workout. Actually, try to do that in everything you do. But when you're working with resistance, your form is so important that if you're jelly and moving all around, you're not going to be getting, you see people going real fast or whatever, then you're just overworking the joints. You're not really working the muscles. So you want to maintain a good body posture. Okay, so again, the exercises were the seated row, the chest press, hooking the band around the back, and the bicep curl and the tricep press. 2 sets of 12, 2 sets of 15. You can increase your sets over time. Change bands, maybe get a couple of bands. One that's a little heavier, one's a little lighter. You can experiment. and see. You want to have a nice range of motion. So again, if the resistance is too much, you're not going to be able to pull it to a full resistance. You saw when I switched over to the lighter one, for the chest press, I was able to get a longer longer range of motion. So, you know, check that out. It's better to start low and slower than, you know, doing it too fast and too much resistance, because you can strain something. Okay, and then for the abdominal area, like planks. So I want to go in the living room, so walk with me because I'm going to get on the floor. I can't do a plank standing up. You can do something against the wall, but planks on the floor are the best. So I'm going to put you down here and see my feet. I want to look at you this way. The biggest thing is not to drop your hips or stick your seat up. So let me tilt this just a little bit more so we can get the side view back here. And I'm going to start with the ones on the elbow. So I'm going to put my elbows down, and I'm going to we're going to look, my feet are fairly together. So that would be sticking my seat up, and that would be dropping down. So I've got to find my position and try to hold it here. Now, we're going to know when we have to stop. People say, how long do I hold it? Well, when I start to feel it in other parts other than my core, I know that that's where my strength is, and that's where I'm going to stop. Okay? It can be 2 15-second holds, 2 30-second holds, 3 of each. You do it as many times, but make sure there's a break in between and that you hold to technical failure. And technical failure is when you can't hold the core stabilized in that position. You start to waver, you start to droop, you start to feel it more in your shoulders or your feet and not in the core area. So that's when it's time to stop, okay? Because just being able to hold it for a long time doesn't mean that your core is strong. It just means that you're using other parts of your body and strengthening those parts, but the object is to work the muscle, the area that you're set out to work. Your shoulders are part of the core. Your shoulders, your back, you're more in the back here, are part of the core. They should be helping in the stabilizing, but if they completely take over and it starts to hurt, especially up in this area, then you know that that's where it's time to stop. And it's better to do a bunch of little ones. So I would say maybe do 2 to 3 for 15 to 20 seconds, then to try to stay up there for over a minute or 2 minutes. Because again, you lose your form and it's really not where you want to be with that. Okay, I hope this is a good start. We'll add on more abs and we'll do shoulders the next time. I'll try to do a rotator cuff and a couple of other exercises for your shoulders. Okay, bye-bye.